Good evening, everyone. Life is a journey filled with uncertainties, challenges, and limitless possibilities. Yet, so often we find ourselves held back not by the world, but by the boundaries we create within our own minds. Today, I'm here to tell you, you have to take a chance. Because without stepping into the unknown, you'll never discover your true potential. Think about this. Every great invention, every bold idea, every successful person, what do they have in common? They all took risks. They all embraced the possibility of failure because they knew that even failure is a step toward growth. Taking a chance doesn't mean being reckless. It means being courageous enough to act, even when the outcome is uncertain. It means trusting that the leap you take today could lead to the life you dream of tomorrow. You see, comfort zones are like golden cages. They keep you safe, but they also keep you trapped. Growth, on the other hand, lives on the other side of fear. To truly live, you must dare to fail, to fall, and to rise again. Every time you take a chance, you learn something new, not just about the world, but about yourself. You discover strengths you didn't know you had, resilience you never thought possible, and paths you never imagined existed. The world is not waiting for perfection. It's waiting for people willing to try. So whether it's pursuing a dream, starting a business, or simply taking the first step towards self-improvement, remember the risk of not trying is far greater than the risk of failing. Life is a journey of uncertainty and possibility where every step we take has the potential to shape our future in ways we cannot fully predict. Think about it when you were a child learning to walk. Every step was a risk. You could fall, you could stumble, and yet you kept trying. Why? Because deep within, there was an instinct, a drive to move forward, to explore the world around you. That same instinct is still within us, urging us to grow, evolve, and embrace the unknown. However, as we grow older, we often lose touch with this natural courage. We start to overthink, hesitate, and let fear dictate our actions. The fear of failure, the fear of judgment, or even the fear of success can stop us in our tracks. But here's the truth, life's greatest opportunities rarely come with guarantees. The path to personal growth and achievement is paved with moments of uncertainty where we must decide to take a chance or remain where we are. When you look at the most impactful moments in your life, you'll notice they likely began with a decision to step into the unknown. Whether it was starting a new job, moving to a new city, or even saying yes to a challenging opportunity, these are the moments that have shaped who you are today. Life doesn't offer us a map for every situation, but it does give us the ability to make choices that lead us closer to our dreams. The beauty of this journey lies in its unpredictability. It's the surprises, the challenges, and even the setbacks that make life meaningful. And while the unknown can be intimidating, it's also where endless possibilities exist. When we dare to embrace uncertainty, we open ourselves up to experiences that enrich our lives in ways we never imagined. So life is not a straight line or a predictable script. It's a dynamic, ever-changing journey. And within this uncertainty lies its greatest gift, the opportunity to grow, to evolve, and to discover who we truly are. Greatness in any form has always been born out of taking risks. If you look at history, whether it's the groundbreaking discoveries of scientists, the revolutionary ideas of entrepreneurs, or the bold movements led by change makers, one thing remains consistent: they all took a chance. These individuals weren't necessarily born extraordinary. What set them apart was their willingness to step into the unknown and take action, even when the odds seemed stacked against them. Imagine if Thomas Edison had given up after his first failed attempt at creating the light bulb. He famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." It was his persistence and his readiness to take risks that brought light to the world, quite literally. The same holds true for countless others. Steve Jobs took a risk when he envisioned a future where technology and creativity could merge seamlessly. That vision became Apple, a name now synonymous with innovation. The truth is, nothing truly groundbreaking ever happens in a place of comfort. When you stay within what feels safe and familiar, you might avoid failure, but you also miss the opportunity for greatness. Taking risks is not about being reckless, it's about understanding that uncertainty is a necessary part of progress. When you dare to act despite the unknown, you open doors to possibilities that didn't exist before. What makes risk taking so powerful is the mindset behind it. It's not about guaranteeing success, but about creating opportunities for it. Even when you fail, the lessons you learn become the foundation for future successes. Every risk taken adds to your growth, your resilience, and your ability to face challenges head on. So when you think of greatness, understand that it doesn't emerge by chance or accident. It is the result of calculated risks and bold decisions. It's the outcome of choosing action over fear and persistence over doubt. Greatness doesn't knock on your door. You have to build the courage to step into the unknown and create it. Taking chances requires courage, not recklessness. It's not about blindly jumping into situations without thought, but about understanding the value of risk and having the bravery to act despite fear. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the ability to move forward even when fear is present. Fear, after all, is a natural response to the unknown, but it should not become a barrier to your growth. Often, when faced with a big decision, we let doubt creep in. What if I fail? What if things don't go as planned? These questions, while valid, often serve as excuses to avoid taking action. But ask yourself this: what if you succeed? What if that one step forward leads to opportunities you never thought possible? The only way to find out is to muster the courage to take that step. Courage doesn't mean you won't feel nervous or uncertain. It means you're willing to embrace those feelings and move forward regardless. It's about trusting your instincts and believing in your ability to adapt and overcome challenges. Recklessness, on the other hand, ignores the consequences and rushes into situations without thought. True courage comes with discernment. It involves weighing the risks, understanding the stakes, and still deciding to act because the potential reward is worth it. Think about people who've achieved extraordinary things. They didn't do so because they were fearless, but because they were brave enough to act despite their fears. They calculated the risks, understood the challenges, and then took the leap. This balance between caution and courage is what sets meaningful action apart from impulsive decisions. Every time you choose courage over fear, you grow stronger. You begin to trust yourself more, knowing that you can face uncertainty and still find a way forward. Courage is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. And with each courageous step, you move closer to the life you aspire to lead. Taking chances isn't about ignoring fear. It's about refusing to let fear control your choices. Comfort zones are like invisible walls we build around ourselves. They feel safe, familiar, and reassuring, but they also limit us. They keep us from exploring new opportunities, taking risks, and growing into the best version of ourselves. It's easy to settle into routines, to stay where things feel predictable, but ask yourself, is this truly living or just existing? Staying in your comfort zone might protect you from failure, rejection, or uncertainty, but it also robs you of the chance to discover your potential. Growth doesn't happen when you're coasting through life. It happens when you challenge yourself, when you face obstacles, and when you push beyond what feels easy. Imagine if every great innovator, artist, or leader had stayed in their comfort zone. The world as we know it would be vastly different, less vibrant, less advanced, and far less inspiring. The truth is, comfort zones are deceptive. They make us believe that staying put is the safer option, but in reality, they can trap us in a cycle of mediocrity. Over time, what feels safe begins to feel stagnant. You might avoid discomfort, but you also avoid excitement, growth, and fulfillment. The longer you stay in your comfort zone, the harder it becomes to break free. It's like being in a cage, not a physical one, but a mental and emotional barrier that keeps you from reaching out for more. Breaking out of your comfort zone doesn't mean you have to make drastic changes overnight. It starts with small steps, trying something new, speaking up when it's easier to stay silent, or taking on a challenge that feels slightly beyond your reach. Each step expands your boundaries, and before you know it, your comfort zone grows wider, giving you the confidence to tackle bigger challenges. Life's most meaningful experiences often come from moments of discomfort. Whether it's learning a new skill, taking a risk in your career, or opening your heart to someone, these moments require you to step out of what feels safe. And while it might be uncomfortable at first, the rewards far outweigh the initial fear. Growth exists beyond fear, and the truth is, fear is often the greatest barrier between who we are now and who we have the potential to become. Fear is a natural emotion. It's our mind's way of protecting us from the unknown. But while fear can keep us safe from harm, it can also keep us trapped, holding us back from opportunities that could change our lives. Think about it. Every time you face a new challenge, fear whispers in your ear, reminding you of what could go wrong. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if I make a mistake? But here's the thing, fear is not a stop sign. It's a doorway. And on the other side of that doorway lies growth. Growth doesn't happen in a place of certainty. It happens when we stretch ourselves, when we dare to step into the unknown, and when we take risks that test our limits. Fear is often a signal that you're on the verge of something important. It shows up when you're stepping into new territory, trying something for the first time, or aiming for a goal that truly matters to you. Instead of running from fear, what if you embraced it? What if you saw it as a sign that you're moving in the right direction? The truth is, fear and growth go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. When you face your fears, you begin to discover strengths you never knew you had. You learn resilience, courage, and the ability to adapt. Each time you overcome a fear, you expand your capacity for handling challenges in the future. Fear doesn't disappear overnight, but the more you confront it, the less power it holds over you. The key to growth is not eliminating fear, but learning to move forward despite it. It's about recognizing that fear is just a feeling, not a fact. It doesn't define you, and it doesn't control you unless you let it. Growth comes when you step outside your comfort zone, face the uncertainty, and prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you ever imagined. Every step you take beyond fear is a step toward the person you're meant to be. Failures are stepping stones to success, and far too often we view failure as something to be feared, avoided, or hidden. We see it as a sign that we're not good enough, that we've reached the end of the road. But what if we redefined failure? What if instead of seeing it as an obstacle, we saw it as an essential part of the journey? The truth is, failure is not the opposite of success, it's a crucial part of it. Every time you try something new, there's a chance it won't work out as planned. But that doesn't mean you failed as a person or that your efforts were in vain. Failure is simply feedback. It teaches you what doesn't work, shows you areas for improvement, and provides lessons that will serve you as you move forward. Every failure carries with it the seeds of success. It's just up to you to recognize them and use them to fuel your growth. Think about some of the most successful people in history. Thomas Edison, who faced thousands of failed attempts before perfecting the light bulb, once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." He didn't see those failures as defeats. Instead, he viewed each one as an opportunity to refine his approach and come closer to his goal. The same mindset can be applied to your own journey. Each setback, each mistake, each disappointment is a chance to learn, adapt, and come back stronger. What's important is not whether you fail, but how you respond to it. Do you allow failure to define you, or do you use it to propel you forward? The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is the ability to rise after a fall. It's the determination to keep going, to keep trying, and to keep learning. Success is rarely an overnight event. It's a culmination of small steps, many of which involve failure. Failure also builds resilience. Every time you fail and rise again, you become stronger, more adaptable, and more capable of facing future challenges. It teaches you perseverance, patience, and the importance of not giving up. Success, therefore, is not just about reaching a goal, it's about the journey, the lessons learned, and the growth that occurs along the way. So, the next time you face failure, embrace it. Let it remind you that you are moving forward, even when it doesn't feel like it. Because every failure is a step closer to the success that awaits you. The world rewards effort, not perfection. And yet, so many of us get caught in the trap of thinking that we need to have everything perfectly aligned before we take action. We believe that we need to know every detail, have every skill, and eliminate all risk before we even start. But the reality is, perfection is an illusion. It's a moving target that can never truly be reached. And in our quest to attain it, we often paralyze ourselves with overthinking and self-doubt. The truth is, the world doesn't care about perfection. It cares about action. It cares about people who are willing to step up, make mistakes, and learn from them. It rewards those who take initiative, even if they don't have all the answers. When you wait for everything to be perfect, you're waiting for the wrong things. Perfection doesn't allow room for growth. It doesn't allow room for innovation or learning. It's when you act, make mistakes, and adapt that you begin to build something real, something valuable. Consider the great innovators and creators who have shaped the world. They didn't wait for perfection. They didn't wait for the ideal moment to arrive. Instead, they acted. They put their ideas out into the world, imperfect as they were, and through continuous effort and iteration, they refined them into something extraordinary. Think of the countless products, businesses, and works of art that began as rough drafts only to evolve into masterpieces over time. Each step forward, each failure, each small success added up, turning imperfection into greatness. Perfection can become a barrier, a mental block that prevents you from making progress. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking, I'll do it once I'm ready, but readiness often comes only through experience. It's the doing, not the waiting, that leads to growth. The best way to prepare is to dive in, to start somewhere, and to learn as you go. The more you try, the more you'll refine your skills, your approach, and your vision. Success comes from effort, consistency, and resilience, not from waiting for things to be perfect. The more you engage with the process, the more you'll improve and the more you'll achieve. Each small step, each imperfect attempt contributes to your overall journey. So instead of aiming for perfection, aim for progress. The world doesn't expect you to be flawless. It expects you to try to learn and to keep moving forward. And in doing so, you'll eventually create something that exceeds even your own expectations. So as you move forward in life, remember this: the greatest opportunities are not found in the comfortable, predictable places. They are waiting for you beyond fear, beyond failure, and beyond the comfort zone you've built around yourself. Life doesn't reward perfection. It rewards those who take action, learn from their mistakes, and keep pushing forward. The path to success, fulfillment, and self-discovery is never a straight line. It's filled with twists, turns, and unexpected detours. But the only way to move forward is to take that first step. Don't let the fear of failure or the comfort of inaction hold you back. Take the chance, embrace the journey, and trust that every effort you put in is an investment in your growth. Because in the end, the risks you take will define the life you lead, and the opportunities you create will shape the person you become. So step out into the unknown, take that leap, and remember, the magic happens when you dare to take a chance. The world is waiting for you to show up. Go ahead, take it.